Hi, it's Chef Crystal from Crystal Dawn Culinary, and welcome to this online culinary masterclass where I'm going to show you how to get to know your dehydrator. I'm so excited to bring this class to you because I get a lot of messages from people online saying that they have a dehydrator at home, that it's just sitting in their box and they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know what recipes to make, or they're just intimidated to use it because it is a new piece of kitchen equipment. So I'm here today to show you how to take the intimidation out of your dehydrator and show you that it's actually the easiest, simplest kitchen appliance to use in your kitchen. If you're new to raw food or you're already making raw food at home, then having a food dehydrator is a must-have kitchen appliance because it's a way to make those satiating comfort foods that we crave, but the healthier versions. Now, dehydration just essentially means removing the water content or the moisture from the food while preserving it, but keeping it at a temperature of below 48 degrees Celsius so that the nutrients, enzymes, and minerals are maintained. So we're gonna go over an Excalibur Dehydrator today because this is what I have and use at home. There's other brand recommendations for you in the manual, so if you don't have access to an Excalibur, then you can look at those brands as well. Now, all of these brands that I recommend all have a square tray design, and I have 2 of these at home because they do fill up really fast, and this one is a 9 tray. So if you're looking at dehydrators, there's ones that are also 4, 5, 9, or 10 trays, sometimes even 15 trays. I always recommend to get a 9 or a 10 tray because they do fill up really quickly. If you were to get a 4 or 5 tray, it's going to be about half this size. And say if you were making kale chips, you would only be able to get 2 trays of kale chips in, which would fill up really quickly, and then you won't be able to dehydrate as much at once. The reason I love the Excalibur so much is because the way that it's designed, and I'm going to go through the technical aspects with you today. So the door on the front, you'll see that there's a little gap. A lot of people, when they order one and they get it and they set it up, they're like, oh no, Crystal, I don't think the door is on properly, I need to take it back. And I have to just reassure them, no, that's the way that it's designed. We need a little bit of cool air to be coming in to the dehydrator through the fan, which I'm going to go through in a second. So this gap is normal. You want this gap on the front. And the door just comes off like this. And so these are the square trays I was talking about. So these are what the trays look like. So they look like this. You have the mesh liner as well as a reusable liner. So the reusable liners are extra. These are not included. You do have to order them. And there's a couple different kinds that you can get. So this is the Excalibur brand. And then this is another brand I got on Amazon. So there's many different kinds you can get and they all range in price. The Excalibur ones are a little bit more expensive, but they also hold up a lot longer. Now you can see that these liners still look pretty good. I've actually had these for about 10 years. And these dehydrators I've actually had for 10 years as well. And you can see it still looks brand new and still operates as brand new. So they have a really good warranty and they're built really well, which makes them last a long time. These liners are really simple to clean. You just get some hot water and soap and just wipe them off. And these trays you can actually put in the top rack of your dishwasher without the mesh though. You can just put the tray like this on the top rack of your dishwasher, but I just soak these in my sink with some hot water and soap, as well as the mesh liners. So I'm going to take the trays out because I want to show you what the equipment looks like in the back. So now that we have the trays out of the dehydrator, you can see all the elements at the back. So we have the fan, the motor, the thermostat, and the elements that heat up. So what happens is when you turn this on, it will suck in the cool air, heat it, and then distribute it with the fan throughout the entire dehydrator. Now what's really neat about the Excalibur is if you have a tray on the bottom and a tray on the top, because the fan is distributing that hot air throughout the entire dehydrator, everything on the top and the bottom is going to dehydrate evenly and be done at the same time. So on top we have the temperature control. So this is where we turn it on and you can increase the temperature from low to high. Now another really cool fact about the Excalibur Dehydrator is that this temperature is actually the food temperature, not the temperature of the air, because the food temperature is 20 degrees cooler because of evaporation while it's dehydrating. So we know that we're going to get a really accurate temperature of the food with the Excalibur. Now, if I turn this on to 115 Fahrenheit, because 115 is like the threshold for raw food, anything over and above that is when the nutrients and enzymes start degrading. So you always want to keep it at a temperature of 115 or below. I'm going to give you a little tip on how to clean your dehydrator. It's really simple. You're just going to grab a bowl with some hot water and soap. You can also use a sponge, but I have a cloth here, and I already gave you a tip on how to clean the trays. So usually you'll get some food debris that falls on the bottom, or you'll get some food in between the cracks here where the trays go. And you'll just want to take your cloth and just clean in between like this, and then you can just wipe up the food debris with a cloth like this or use a vacuum. And then you can also wipe down the top of the dehydrator as well as the door. So I usually just wipe down the inside of the door like this. And then it's clean and ready to go, really easy. There's so many benefits to using a food dehydrator, but the number one benefit is that you'll never have food waste. If you have produce in the fridge going bad, you can just throw it in the dehydrator. You can make seasoned veg, spice powders, fruit roll-ups, and also, of course, make those comfort food classics that we miss when we're eating a bit healthier and especially on a raw diet, such as crackers, cookies, pastries. I make cakes in the dehydrator and even more. So I have some examples of some staples that I make at home, and if you're in any of my raw dessert courses, you'll see these candied lime slices look familiar because we use these in a lot of the recipes. So I just slice up some citrus and candy it with a sugar alcohol and dehydrate it until it's crispy, and these are beautiful to use as a garnish or even as a snack. Another great thing about having a dehydrator is in raw food we activate nuts and seeds. So when I receive a big bulk order, I'll usually soak a big batch of nuts and seeds at once, and then I'll dehydrate them and have them on hand ready to use so that I don't have to remember to soak them. So this is what the soaked and dehydrated almonds look like. Now, activating your nuts and seeds is important because it not only improves digestion, but it also removes that dust and debris, and when you dehydrate them, they're just a really good crunchy snack. And then I have some sprouted and dehydrated buckwheat that I like to sprout and dehydrate to use as a base in cakes, but then you can also grind this down as a flour. So you can make your own homemade activated flours as well.